untouched wilderness. But in fact, the arrival of English colonists was by no means the first encounter. By the time the Pilgrims landed at Plymouth, English slavers and traders had been working the region for decades. Two of the first Indian people the Pilgrims met spoke English. One of them had even been to England. It would have been easy for the Indian nations to destroy the original settlements, but they didn't. Instead, they welcomed them as potential trading partners and allies. They gave them land and the knowledge of how to survive on it. But nothing in the experience of the Indian nations had prepared them for the European invasion that would follow. But before we look at the first colonists, we'll go north to a people the English would never conquer, the Inuit, the people whom most of us know as Eskimos. Welcome to Part 4 of 500 Nations, Invasion of the Coast.
And I think over again my small adventures when, with a shore wind, I drifted out in my kayak and thought I was in danger. My fears, those I thought so big for all the vital things I had to get and to reach. And yet, there was only one great thing, the only thing, to live, to see, in hunts and on journeys, the great day that dawns, and the light that fills the world. Inuit.
In the northern reaches of the continent, straddling the Arctic Circle, lies an island larger than Great Britain, Baffinland. This was the world of the East Baffinland Inuit, people commonly known as Eskimo. For the Inuit, the spring thaw was a time of euphoria and plenty. Small bands would move to summer camps along Baffinland's great southern bay. There they would hunt caribou along the coast, and seal and walruses in the rich marine waters.
Set me adrift. It moves me as the weed in a great river. Earth and the great weather move me, have carried me away, and move my inward parts with joy.
Uvavnuk, Inuit.
The summer of 1576 would bring something different. That summer, English sea captain Martin Frobisher led an expedition in search of a northern passage to the Orient. In July, he passed between masses of broken pack ice and through a mountainous channel he named Frobisher Straits. As the English sailed into the bay, several Inuit launched their kayaks and paddled toward the ship. Events were followed by the ship's chronicler.
Our captain discovered a number of small things fleeting in the sea afar off, which he supposed to be porpoises or seals or some kind of strange fish. But coming nearer, he discovered them to be men in small boats made of leather.
The Inuit offered fish, sealskin clothing, and friendship. One man agreed to guide the Europeans through the straits to a place Frobisher believed to be the Pacific Ocean. 5 sailors were dispatched in a small skiff to row the Inuit guide to his kayak on shore. Then, for reasons that may never be known, the Englishman disobeyed Frobisher's orders not to row out of sight of the ship.
Contrary to his commandment, they rowed further beyond that point of the land out of his sight. He could not hear nor see anything of them, and thereby he judged they were taken and kept by force.
Although Inuit continued to approach the ship for trade, Frobisher was convinced of treachery. Preparing to weigh anchor, he decided to take a prize back to his patrons in England.
The captain was oppressed with sorrow that he should return again back to his country without bringing any evidence or token of any place whereby to certify to the world where he had been.
Frobisher held out a bell toward an Inuit trader whose kayak had drawn near the ship. Reaching toward the hand outstretched in friendship, Frobisher seized the man, dragging him aboard. He then set sail for England, leaving behind his